Hey, welcome back. Thank you for joining me here at Freedom Wonder. I'm Chuck McDonald. I'm so happy you have joined me today. And it's getting close to our spearfishing season here in Myrtle Beach. And I thought I'd take a few minutes and talk to you about spearfishing gear. Yay! Let's talk about what I use, why I use it, and how maybe it can help you if you're wondering at getting into spearfishing or things you're looking at. Okay. So I said in a video a couple weeks ago when I was packing up for my dive trip, I was showing you me packing everything up. I just made a statement out of the blue, didn't plan it. I said there's 100 different ways to do 100 different things, 100 different ways, and spearfishing is no different. There are thousands of tools and gear and ways to use it and reasons why and all those things. These are just my personal, and I'll share with you why I do it that way, and maybe it helps you out. So let's get started. Let's talk about a spear gun. So I've got my JBL sawed-off Magnum. Can you guys see that? You can see about the length of it is right at about 36 inches. It is a JBL sawed-off Magnum. Okay, a very old spear gun. You can see how this part on this side is broken off and my bands hang kind of weird and all that. But why do I use this spear gun? This is my only spear gun, a trigger mechanism spear gun. My uncle was my instructor. He dove for a very long time. We used this spear gun when we went spearfishing. And he finally retired and got rid of everything. And he said, Chuck, I'm getting rid of everything. Come get whatever you want. Now, if you knew my uncle, he had a garage just full of dive gear and stuff. So I went over. His spear gun was sitting there. The string was gone. The line was gone. The bands were dry rotted, falling apart. I said, what are you going to do with your spear gun? Well, I'm going to just throw it in the trash if nobody takes it. No problem. I grabbed it. I put all new bands on it. I went to Express Water Sports here in town. You hear me guys talk about them. I had my shaft here checked and made sure it was good and straight. Got new bands, new line, fixed it all up, and I used it spearfishing. Why? Because it's what I had. If you have a spear gun, just go spearfishing. So I've had to figure some things out. This is great for the type diving I do. If you watch my videos, you know here in Myrtle Beach, we have very bad visibility on good days and terrible visibility on mediocre days. So this is a good short range. I can even put it underneath if I want to keep it close. It's a good short range. The line is real short. My spear doesn't shoot off real far. It's only 2 bands. Some of your big, long, open water or what they call blue water guns will have 3 or 4 bands. It provides more power, which would be great for what I need in close quarter. I don't shoot massive fish, okay? There was a few African pompano I probably could have got this year, but I was not set up for it. It does not have a reel. So I have to understand also what I'm using and not get myself into trouble. And one day I will probably get a nice big open water gun. But for now, this has been perfect. I'm just that kind of guy. Put it in my hand and I'll figure it out. So I love this gun. There is a link in the description below to JBL products. You will not find this specific spear gun because they don't make this type anymore. This spear gun is about 30 years old. And I'm still using it. And I'm still putting fish in the cooler. And we're eating pretty good. So that's my spear gun. Like I say, there's a link below if you want to check out JBL products. I highly recommend them. With any product, the more you use it, the more you're going to get proficient at it. So, now, this is my spear gun trigger mechanism. If you've watched me shoot lionfish, you've seen my 3-prong pole spear, right? So now I have a real long one, okay? I have the 4-foot pole spear with the long prongs on the end. Why? Because when I bought it, to be honest, I didn't know any better. I was in Florida, and when I go on vacations, or if I go somewhere and if I can go to a local dive shop, I enjoy going in, just looking, seeing what they have, meeting the people, asking about the diving in that area. I was in a dive shop in Merritt Island, Florida, and they had these in a barrel. You know, they had different sizes, and I saw this, and at the time I had seen somebody on TV, on YouTube, using one of these, and I said, well, that's got to be it. So I bought it. Now, I have learned since then, this is probably overkill. For lionfish, you want a lot shorter shaft. I have used one of my buddies, and they both work out okay. I nail lionfish with this. Why? Because it's all I've got, and I've learned how to use it. Now, something I've done that some of my dive buddies have said, that's a great idea. It just came to me one day. As you see these tape marks, and I don't know if you can see it real good, there's a black Sharpie mark right there. Okay, these are measurements. This is 24 inches. This is 16 inches to the front of the tape. This is 15 inches. Here to the black where the white meets, that's 12 inches. Why do I do that? Because when I'm underwater, and this is all just colored duct tape you can get from Walmart, I did it like that so that when I'm in the water, say I'm lion fishing, which I can take anything I want, but if I see another fish that I feel comfortable about taking a shot with, I can kind of see the measurement. I can kind of look at them and look at it like I saw some grouper on my last lionfish hunt. And they have to be 24 inches here. It was kind of close, so I didn't take the chance. Orange hogfish. 16 inches, and I love hogfish. And then different measurements, 12 inches being the minimum, which is usually our black sea bass and some other small fish like that. So again, this is not the, I use this, you need to use this, this is the perfect way. This is a real guy looking at you saying, listen, this is what I had in my toolkit. So I used it. I've learned to use it. It is a single band. I've kind of broke it in pretty good. Now I can pull my hand real far down, get a good grip. I'm good at aiming. I grew up on pole spears because my uncle always had the spear gun, wouldn't hardly ever let me use it. So this for me was a great pole spear. I've had it a while now, 4 or 5 years. Still works great. The prongs are still good and sharp. You have to keep checking those things. And we put fish in the cooler. A great tool. But for you, if you're just going to be line fishing, think about a shorter shaft. Start off with a shorter shafted, pole spear, and then grow as you get more comfortable and want to try more and expand your toolbox, right? Which eventually I'll have other ones, but I haven't needed them yet. That's been the problem. Okay, so now, not only with spearfishing do you have to worry about what you use to spear the fish, you also have to think about what are you going to do with the fish once you've speared it. Okay, and there are several different options out there. These are the ones I chose. Starting out number one with a lobster bag. Now, I've watched enough YouTube videos about lobstering that I really wanted a lobster bag. The same place I bought my pole spear, I saw this over there, and it had the Divers Down emblem on it, and I was like, I've got to get it. It was one of my dad's things to have a Divers Down flag emblem on everything. So I got it. Now I've put this on it since because I've had problems with these strings, but with a lobster bag, you got your flap, it goes in, it unzips at the bottom, and it comes out. I've never caught a lobster in it. You see how dirty this thing is? Do you know how many fish I've put in here and seashells? So I always take this for my fish bag. Now, there are lots of different fish bag options out there, and you can look into that. Why did I use this? Because it's what I had. And so I like it personally more than a stringer, the metal stringer. And the reason I do that is a lot of people clip it on their BCD when they're scuba diving, and they put fish on the stringer. We had a local diver down in Charleston have some fish on a stringer doing his safety stop. A shark came up to eat the fish and hurt him pretty good. I like having a bag. I like having it on my left side because when I'm spearfishing up against structure, I'm right-handed, so I'm shooting this way. The bag is between me and the structure, and the sharks are out that way. Just a personal preference. Even though this is a lobster bag and I will eventually put lobster in it, I like it for a fish bag. Try some different things. Let me know what works for you. It all works, guys. And finally, if you're going to go lion fishing, you've got to have a zookeeper or a lion tamer. That's upside down. Or a lion tamer. The reason I've got lion tamer is because my local dive shop sells them, and I always buy local. Please buy local. Quit buying offline. I buy offline if I have to. Another one of my favorite dive shops in Florida just had to close because they can't compete with the big online brands. Buy local. So this is what I got, made fairly locally, but your typical line keeper, this is plastic so that when you put the lionfish in, their prongs can't poke you like they do in the bag. I don't put lionfish in my bag. I put them in my zookeeper. And a lot of times, when I know I'm going to be doing both, I take my bag and I clip it to my line keeper. And so I've got my bag for fish, I've got my bag for lionfish, and we go put fish in the bag. So listen, guys, I hope that helped you out. And I just noticed the camera's doing some weird stuff. I'm sorry about that. This is just real live, me and you talking. I don't want a real high-polished video to try to get numbers. Take what you have, use it. If you don't know what you want, start simple and work your way up into what you want. Eventually, you will find what works for you, why it works best for you. And let's just get fishing, man. Spearfishing season's upon us. Probably in April or so, we're going to be able to maybe get into water and start spearfishing. I got a buddy of mine who's got another YouTube channel, really wants to go spearfishing, and I really want to go spearfishing too, and I'm going to take you on the adventure. So listen, again, I'm Chuck. Thank you for watching my channel. I really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here with me. I hope this was some good information for you. And if you're a spear fisherman and you have different thoughts than I do, I love it. Please feel free to nicely leave them in the comments below. Even though we may disagree, you probably have a different insight on things I haven't used yet, and that's great for our audience. So I appreciate you guys. I love it. I'll see you next time.